whenever you're ready.
Does early sports specialization pose a threat to a child's development? Early sports specialization is a concept defined where children focus specifically on one sport year-round to the exclusion of other activities. This concept has come under debate throughout parental groups and researchers to if this helps or hinders children both mentally and physically. Those who do not support early specialization have a list of specific dangers that can accompany it. These dangers can include physical risks, as children are still developing and tend to get overuse injuries by the intense performance that they're expected to give. They're also still developing their skeletal system and are more susceptible to these injuries. While in the stage of childhood, they are also still developing their own personal pain tolerance and sometimes overexert or don't know where their limit is. The next danger comes with the aspect of parental pressure, as with a child focusing solely on one sport, parental pressure increases and their focus increases on that activity. Once this focus increases, typically parental spending increases on the sport. And when spending increases, typically children's personal ownership over that sport can decrease, making it feel more like a chore rather than a fun opportunity. Next comes the aspect of mental health risks. These come as now there's a shift in parent-to-child relationship, and with this increased pressure, sometimes children tend to spiral in their mental health, developing more depression or anxiety problems from an early age. Others can start to play their sport in spite of their parents or try to drop out entirely. On the opposing side, there are many successful athletes around the world who did specialize early, including Tiger Woods, Gabby Douglas, Shaun White, and most notably, Serena Williams. Serena Williams specialized in tennis at age 9. She later turned professional at age 14 and is now one of the most dominant tennis players in the world. But this success came at a cost to mental health within her youth and strained her relationship with her parents, as they used many tactics of tough love for her to develop further in tennis. Even with these examples of people who have found success through specializing early, parents tend to look to them as what their children could become and tend to put them on the route to specialize early. However, most children are not prepared both mentally and physically for this increase in pressure. This causes many children to burn out early. Typically, children burn out when they enter an athletic environment where they face a dramatic increase in physical demands. Next comes the realization that these demands may be excessive and that they can't handle them. This causes various psychological responses, which can include low self-esteem, worrying, increase in anxiety, and depression. This is typically when burnout sets in and they may choose to completely withdraw from that sport. But one of the real losses from this withdrawal is they are typically left unprepared to build their identity without the sport, which their life had revolved around up till that point. Keeping that in mind, for every 10 children who start an athletic season in the US, 4 of them will drop out before the start of the next. This increase in children dropping out not only limits their potential career in sports in the future, but stops them from getting the positive opportunities which a regular sports schedule can provide. This includes the minimizing of stress that can accompany sports, along with promoting those teamwork skills from an early age. Along with this is the building of self-confidence, which sports can help children build within their youth. And lastly comes with the age of the immune system, as a normal, healthy exercise schedule can help boost the immune system within these pivotal years and serve them later on in life. As a substitute, many health professionals and parents are beginning to diversify their kids in sports, also known as the concept of early sports diversification. This concept includes children sampling various athletic activities along with other activities to find what they are most interested in, while they still develop those fundamental movement skills and they're exposed to a variety of environments. Through this, they can build a wider spectrum of these motor and cognitive skills. With a wider spectrum and having sampled many sports, they can then choose to specialize later in their teenage years. This allows them to have that great foundation built, which they can then build upon if they decide to continue playing that sport. But the long-lasting effect of diversification is that positive mindset which children can keep while viewing sports. Building that positive mindset can keep them athletic and healthy throughout their later years of life. It also for those who diversify early in sports, they have a better chance of a more stable mental health within their teenage and younger years. The long-term benefits that can be accomplished through diversification outweigh the slim benefits which early sports specialization can offer, making early sports specialization a danger to many kids around the United States. Thank you.
Huge round of applause. How did your research question evolve as you moved through the research process?
So my question evolved. At first, I was just looking at how doing sports in your youth can affect you like later on in life. And then I came across the topic of specializing early or diversifying yourself early. And I thought that this was a really narrowed focus that a lot of people don't look into as much before they put their kids into sports.
Okay, thank you. What are the implications, we kind of talked about this already, what are the implications of your findings to the community?
I think that as many people in high school are starting to narrow their focus down onto what sport they want, it's important to still keep a range in sports, as you never know with what injury can bring and other aspects of life. And then it also, diversifying yourself tends to keep you in sports longer and more athletic through the years, where you might not be playing football every day, but you might be going on hikes or runs and keeping that athleticness to you in your later years of life.
Okay, thank you. Another round of applause, huge round of applause.